Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. This is another LGR review. I'm about to be breaking down, I should say, the Mandalorian a little bit for you guys, just to talk about what I enjoyed, maybe what I didn't like. I don't think there's a lot of didn't likes anything. I mean, come on, dude. You know I'm serious about Star Wars. I'm wearing a First Order hat, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I traveled to the great galaxy and made a lightsaber, and of course it's red. You know what I'm saying? The only choice to make is the red choice. And as you can see behind me, like Grogu's everywhere. We got Vaders, we got Mandalorians, everything else. So, of course, I love this stuff. So we're going to talk about it for a second. I do want to jump out. Boom. Thank you to all the Patreons for letting us do this and have a channel so that we can talk to people and everything about some of the stuff that we love and all this stuff. But let's get into it. The Mandalorian. Thought it was a good, solid episode. I thought the first one was a good setup episode. I thought this one did progress a little bit, but I do know that this season's not that long, so I wished it would have did a little more. And because of the fact that the season's not going to be this long, I was really hoping that we would get longer episodes, right? So maybe the season isn't that long, but maybe the episodes will be longer. I think a lot of people are feeling that, to be honest with you. And I will say this episode should have been called The Mandalorian Gets His Ass Whooped, okay? Because that's what happens. Like, he gets beat up a couple times, almost dies a couple times. He gets captured by a big-ass spider leg robot thing that came out of the ground out of nowhere, which was actually really cool. I really like that. I don't know. I'm not even a person that gets jump scared. I almost jumped out of my seat for a second. So that was really cool. I like the design of the robot stuff thing that, like, captured him and everything else. That was really cool. But, like, he gets captured, he gets hurt, almost dies there. Then we finally get to the biggest thing is we get to the actual spring that he's trying to take the bath in so that he can be redeemed and become the Mandalorian again. Well, he gets in the water and then he almost gets, like, taken out. And so I don't know. They didn't really, like, showcase it very well. He either is so tired and hurt from his last battle that he just had where he almost died that he didn't notice that there was a drop off and just sunk, or he got pulled down into the water by what looks to be a mythosaur that came out. It looks to me like, I can't confirm it. I didn't go and look this stuff up. I like to find out, like, get the information as you go. But it looked to me like there was this, like, mythosaur creature in the water that may have dragged him down into the water. I don't realize why he didn't eat him or whatever, but I guess he was just like, yo, I'm going to knock this guy into the water, make him sink and kill him that way. Like, I guess drownings are more horrific way to die than, like, getting swallowed by this big monster, this big possible mythosaur, and everything else. I do love Bo-Katan's portrayal. Katty Sagoff is, man, she has done so good, even in the season before this and in this season with her portrayal. I mean, she looks like even voices the character in the Clone Wars and stuff like that, so it makes sense. It's just amazing how you can bring something like that to life into these shows, from the animation and everything else. But like I said, it was like a quick episode. It's not a lot to go over. Grogu became a boss. He leveled up in this episode. I mean, he did the Force on the dude, threw his ass out a tunnel. Like, he went and got in the ship and, like, went and got Bo-Katan to save Din, the Mandalorian, during one part of this episode, which I thought was cool. It kind of grew Grogu, like, so he's not this totally 100% helpless thing that the Mandalorian's having to carry around with him all the time. And like I said, Grogu comes in hot here. He saves the Mandalorian from certain death. And Bo-Katan, like, there's one or two little fight scenes things where Bo-Katan was really cool. We got to see action with the Darksaber, but Bo-Katan, her little action scenes were done really well again. Like, she does really good with the guns, and then she gets to actually get the Darksaber after the Mandalorian had dropped it, or it basically got taken from him whenever the robot thing, like, I captured him down there in the caves. But nah, man, it was really fun and energetic, and it had a lot of action in it. Now, the thing is, I don't know where they're going. We've had 2 episodes and we don't know where they're going. So, right, the beginning of the show, I actually thought the whole journey was going to be him getting to these waters and being redeemed. I thought that was the whole season was going to be about, basically. I'm glad that it's not. I'm glad that they're going to be more. There's going to be more to this, but there are a couple of like details and stuff that like. All right, so for instance, in the first episode, we had to go through some of this stuff where they were trying to get IG-11 back and everything else. Now and it even carries over to this episode where they're trying to like, get the part that they need to be able to fix him. Turns out even the Jawas can't get that part, so that's pretty much over and done with. But it was like, okay, like why did we even do that? Because it doesn't really mean anything. Like it was a okay little scene, like in the first episode when they brought IG-11 back to life just for a second, then they had to smash him again. But it's like, man, dude, like I don't understand. Like, do we have to spend time with that too much? Because, like I said, it looks like it's over. I mean, like I just feel like we could have went into this episode and he's looking for a droid and he bumps into his lady friend down there. Which another thing was cool was they Bonta Eve's happening, so that was actually a pretty cool little side note there. But like when he goes and meets that lady mechanic, I can't think of her name right now, but she's been done pretty well in the show so far. But when she goes and does that, or he goes and sees her, she has R5D4, which is the one that like Luke Skywalker almost bought in the original New Hope, which is really super cool, right? It's we're gonna throw you a little bone there, Big Daddies, for all you people that love Star Wars all these years, and like. And I thought that was cool, but we could have just did that. Why did we have to do the IG-11 stuff or whatever? I don't know. Maybe it's because they just wanted to be able to have the little Babu Frick, people in the first episode. But I mean, you could have threw him in this episode where they're trying to fix R5D4 because he's a piece of junk. Maybe they soup him up or something before he goes on his journey. But other than that, like I think everything's good. It's like a fun action. Like you don't go in here looking like it's going to be some deep thought. You can't. I think one of my issues is with this is and why I'm not enjoying it 100% to its fullest. And don't get me wrong, I rate this episode like a 7.5. So I enjoyed it. But the reason why I don't think I may rate it a little more is because like I just came off of watching The House of Dragons and watching The Last of Us right now. There's only one more episode of The Last of Us that comes out next week. So I'll be able to spend like 100% of my time on The Mandalorian. But with that being said, those other two shows, like you really have to think, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about what's going on. You got to think about the characters and all that stuff. Well, in The Mandalorian, like it's not like that. It's supposed to be for fun, right? So like, and it's because I'm watching that other show and this show's happening, I'm probably putting too much thought into this. I should probably be sitting back, popcorn ready in my hand, having some fun, watching some Mandalorian action. And that's what we've got. So if you come into this show and you want Mandalorian action and you want like, to see cool aliens and like I said, even this robot thing that was in this episode, this droid thing, I guess you could call it, but it's like part living too, so it's kind of like a hybrid. It's fun and it's great. And if you wanted to see possibly a mythosaur, great, it's fun. Like no problems there, 100%. If you wanted to come in here and you wanted to be like deep thinking and there be like some kind of complex story, not happening right now. As of right now, I hope episode 3 shows us at least a glimpse of really where we're going with this season. Like I said, it's a short season and the episodes are short. So it's like, are we going to get enough? Do they have enough time to tell what they're going to tell? So far, The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2 did a great job. So I don't have any reason to doubt them on The Mandalorian season 3. But let's see what we get from here on out. And like I said before, thank you guys. Thank you to all the Patreons. Thank you to everybody else out there that watches the content and subscribe. Please subscribe if you can. Just hit that subscribe button, bro. Just hit it. Don't cost no dime. Don't cost a dime. Just hit it for us. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, which is like a milestone for us. We've been doing this for a couple years for fun, but we've gradually grown our fan base. And thank you guys for coming in and doing the watches and hanging out with us whenever you possibly can. But yeah, man, until next time, keep America sexy. Watch Big Sexy.